Man charged with 2 first-degree felonies of aggravated sexual abuse of a child. Educators rally support to overturn collective bargaining ban. A 4th of July celebration announcement you won't want to miss. And your daily weather forecast with highs, lows, and everything you need to know for the days ahead.
You're watching St. George News at 5. Brought to you by our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law.
Good afternoon, I'm Monica McLaughlin. A Nevada man has been sentenced to at least 10 years in prison for aggravated sexual abuse of a child in Washington County. Here's a closer look for more on the judge's ruling and what led to the life sentence recommendation.
Thomas John Snyder, case number 241500.
43-year-old Thomas John Snyder of Reno appeared before District Judge Ryan Christensen on Tuesday for sentencing on 2 first-degree felony counts of aggravated sexual abuse of a child.
Community needs to be protected from you with who you are and what you've done.
The case began last year when detectives launched an investigation into allegations that Snyder had sexually assaulted a juvenile in a motel room after meeting the victim through a messaging app. Snyder was given the opportunity to speak.
I would just like to say I'm sorry to the victim and her family and everyone that had to be here today for this. It's my mistake, and I want to do what I can to make it right.
Your actions when you met up with this young girl, 13 years old. I don't know how old you thought she was, but she was 13. And the acts that you committed with her are what have landed you here today for sentencing in my courtroom.
The parties have agreed to 10 to life prison sentences on each of those counts, which each of those counts running concurrent. That is what we're asking the court to impose today.
That was Prosecutor Lane Wood, and Judge Christensen did just that. Snyder was sentenced to the maximum.
A group of Utah union leaders and educators are working against the clock to overturn a new ban on collective bargaining. We'll go to Nick Fiala for more on how Washington County teachers are helping push the effort forward.
Supporters of the Utah Education Association throughout the state and here in Washington County are racing to collect 200,000 signatures by April 14th to put a measure on the upcoming election ballots that would let voters decide if they want to overturn the legislature's recent ban on union power for collective bargaining. President Annette Croucher of the association's Washington County branch said locals are enthusiastic about lending their name to support the cause.
The legislators have decided that they don't want us to be able to bargain or collective bargain any longer. And we need that right to go in and talk to the districts to make sure that our pay is representative what we actually do. It helps us. We hold them accountable to insurance. We're on the insurance committee. I go to all the school board meetings, and I'm involved in all the policies that pertain to teachers. Even the calendar, they've asked for my input. So if we aren't allowed to meet with our district to collaborate for our pay and our insurance and all those benefits that we get, we have to take what they say as gospel. We have people behind us every day wanting to help support what we need. And we have a lot of our retired members out and about collecting signatures, libraries, outside schools, as we can't be on school property, but they will do it outside schools and collect signatures from the teachers. I've had posts on my social media, in our local associations, their social media, asking where they can come sign today. I had a group of ladies that waited until I got here at 3:00 and brought their friends in a couple cars. They were like, "We've been waiting for you to be here all day so that we can sign." And we are trying to do events every day between now and April 14th to have opportunities for people to sign that are really behind us, and we're grateful for that. As local teachers, our local police officers, our public workers here in the state of Utah are all behind us and wanting to help. I know that our goal is 200,000 statewide. There are quite a few Senate districts. There's 15 top Senate districts that they're focusing on. We here in Washington County want to show our representatives and our senators, don't take our rights away.
So where should people go if they want to get involved?
They can go on to protectutahworkers.com, and there'll be events listed on that page from the north top of Utah to the south tip of Utah, all over the state.
Time will tell if the controversial new law can be overturned.
Thanks, Nick. Let's take a look at your daily weather forecast, brought to you by Casablanca Resort and Casino. In St. George, it's currently mostly sunny at 86 degrees. Tonight's low will be around 54, with a high of 84 expected tomorrow and a low of 56. Over in Mesquite, skies are clear with a current temperature of 89 degrees. Tonight, it will cool down to 60 degrees with a high of 88 and a low of 61 on the way tomorrow. And in Cedar City, it's a comfortable 70 degrees right now. Expect a low of 48 tonight, followed by a high of 70 and another 47-degree low on Wednesday. Now we'll head over to Jill Paulson for your weekly update on the Southern Utah real estate market.
Are you looking for a gated community with breathtaking Red Mountain views, but without the price tag of Entrada? Welcome to the Springs at Snow Canyon, an exclusive neighborhood with only about 30 homes offering a more intimate and peaceful setting. With an HOA fee of only $425 a month, you'll enjoy beautifully maintained landscapes, tranquil water features, an outdoor pool, and a fenced grass area, perfect for relaxing. Many homes come with private hot tubs and fire pits on the back patio, ideal for soaking in the scenery. If you want luxury without the crowd, the Springs is your spot. There are only resales left, and the prices range from $1 million on up.
Thanks, Jill. A Utah director's first feature film, Tokyo Cowboy, follows a Japanese businessman's journey of self-discovery on a Montana cattle ranch. For behind-the-scenes action of this cross-cultural story and its connection to Southern Utah, here's Stephanie DeGraw.
A film that doesn't follow the usual Hollywood formula features a Tokyo businessman who travels to Montana to turn around a cattle ranch, has been released by Utah director. Tokyo Cowboy will be presented March 28th at the Bumbleberry Theater in Springdale, with a question and answer panel afterwards with the filmmakers. The director of the film, Mark Marriott, said he and his partner producer, Brian Taylor, are fans of independent film. Marriott had this to say.
Because it's shot in these two very visually stunning places, Montana and Tokyo. And nothing really looks like Tokyo, and nothing really looks like Montana.
Thanks, Stephanie. A rare fossil dig in the heart of St. George is drawing volunteers and scientists from across the country before the site becomes an electrical substation. We'll go to Alicia Lundgren for more on how one Twitch streaming paleontologist is helping to uncover prehistoric history.
Across the street from the St. George Dinosaur Discovery Site is a fossil dig site where crews are working on a deadline. The city of St. George is expected to begin construction on a new power substation in May, making the fossils there unattainable. So crews from across the U.S. and as far away as England are trying to pull as much as they can from the ground before then. Paleontologist and science communicator Danny Aduza traveled to Utah from Oakland, California to support these efforts by live streaming on his Twitch channel, Paleontologizing, and joining the excavation.
About a month ago, I heard from the state paleontologist here in Utah, Jim Kirkland, about this kind of emergency fossil excavation going on. I've been hearing about the St. George Dinosaur Discovery Site since I was a kid, and I'd always wanted to come here, never had a chance to until right now. So I figured I'd show up and help with the excavation as much as I can, and also help spread the word about this as much as I can too. See if I can garner some support, get people excited about it, get them to donate or potentially volunteer, and here I am.
Anduza shares his first impressions of Southern Utah.
Utah is a wonderland for dinosaurs, and St. George in particular. In terms of dinosaur tracks, you really can't beat this place. It's pretty special. It's a very special place. I hope everyone in St. George realizes just the wonders you have right in your own backyard. Being from California, from the Bay Area, I'm a little bit jealous.
A big announcement has just been made about this year's 4th of July celebration. Here's a look at what the organizers revealed earlier today.
All right, here we are at Utah Tech's campus, here for a huge 4th of July announcement. We're about to find out who the country artist is going to be for our huge event. Let's find out now.
Our headliner this year, and I'm really thrilled about this, he's going to do a great job, is Brett Young.
Yeah.
A few of his hits include In Case You Didn't Know, Mercy, and many more. And so I'm really excited. I think he's going to put on a heck of a show, and I expect a good turnout for this year. This is kind of year 4 of a 5-year plan that culminates with America's 250th birthday.
Okay, I
And
like where this is leading to.
Yeah, and so we've got big plans for this year and for next year, but Brett, I think, is going to be really special this year from a musical catalog standpoint, from a performer standpoint. He's currently touring this year, and so this is going to be a big one.
Brett Young, and we can't be more excited. I'll tell you what, you don't want to miss this right here, Utah Tech University, 4th of July. That man puts on a show. I have seen him perform, and this is going to be one you want to put on the calendar. Grab your tickets and don't dilly-dally.
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. To learn more about our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law, go to wewininjurylaw.com. I'm Monica McLaughlin with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5, brought to you by We Win Injury Law.